everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Violet. If you're new here, welcome. I'm starting a brand new series for summer 2020. This is the first video in my new series, Boler 2020. In this series, I'm going to be discussing the highlights, the lowlights, and the cost of taking out my 1973 Boler camping with my family of 5, that is 2 adults and 3 children. Please take a moment to hit the like button for me. The YouTube algorithm likes this and will share my content with more people. It would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Now that that's done, let's continue on with the video. For our first camping adventure, Phil and I decided to start with camping level beginner. We headed out to Chinook Falls by Coleman. So this is a pretty normal camping site, 2.5 hours each way to and from Calgary. Crowsnest Mountain and the Frank Slide were on our hit list of things we wanted to see. So we picked a campsite in that area.
This is also known as the Frank Slide. Okay, so if we take a look up here, you're gonna see this incredible mountain slide that came down and buried an entire town of Frank.
Oh.
Frank Slide. You have to do that.
Whoa! That's insane!
All that came from over there.
From over there?
Yeah, that whole side of the mountain.
This is like Lord of the Rings nonsense.
That was a whole mountain.
Jeez. So very importantly, on our drive we were all paying very close attention to the other vehicles on the road. On our way there and back, we counted 3 other bowlers, a bright yellow bowler, an all-white bowler, and a green and white bowler. Probably going to around the same part of Alberta as us. If that was you on the weekend of June 20th, please let us know. Leave a comment below. We'd love to know if you saw our green Penelope. How's it going, guys? On the way down, we drove via Highway 22, known as Cowboy Trail, which was super cool. Just by Bayou Ranch, on every post they've stuck a hat, which is really, really neat. My son pointed out a creepy tree out by Frank. We called it the witch tree. It was really neat. We also made sure to stop at Marv's Soda Shop at Black Diamond. It is a super cool 50s diner that has, despite all the things that are happening in the world, Marv's is still open in Black Diamond, selling awesome candy. So let's just take a look at what we got here. My favorite candy ever was these penguins. They're made in Germany, and we had a lot of fun eating them on our drive, piece by piece. First the toes, then the nose, then the head, then the feet, and then the rest. This is how we eat candy driving. We're lucky we drove through Black Diamond on the Friday because on the Saturday there was a gas leak and all of Black Diamond's Main Street was shut down, including Marv's. So that was serendipitous. At the Chinook Recreation Centre near Coleman was wonderful. We arrived and the rain was pouring. We were able to do a little campfire and have some dinner for the kids. This is so good. Look at that beautiful fire. Oh, goodness. Here we are. All unpacked. Have some dinner for the kids, and then we went on a walk covered in ponchos, and that was fine. I was a little bit sad though because the night before I had read up, studied, and taken my drone pilot test so I could take out Sparky, my little dronesy, and see if we could get some really cool aerial footage of the area. But it was raining, so maybe next time. Yeah, it took me like 1.5 years to take that test to be a certified drone pilot. So if you guys are thinking of doing it, I recommend spending the time reading up, looking at the YouTube videos on what to study, because there's nothing like having a drone you can't use because you bought it before the rules came into effect. And this summer, it's such a great opportunity to overcome that hurdle. The landscape for this adventure was the gentle rolling mountains built from volcanic activity, and my daughter is really interested in rocks right now, so my husband did a little bit of digging and realized we were heading into black garnet country. So we made sure we grabbed our pickaxe and dug into some of the volcanic rock on our way home. Actually, we did not find any black garnets, but it was a pretty hilarious stop. The location for our adventure was absolutely beautiful. The lake was so blue and so clear, and we got some beautiful photos as the sun was setting. The kids loved circling around the lake. There was a big black frog that was caught and released. There was lots of marshmallows and hot dogs eaten, lots of stories read. A wonderful experience all around. But here is the meat and potatoes. While you're here, how did the bowler fare on this camping adventure? I wanted to talk about the lowlights of this adventure. The small trailer meant that there was no downtime, okay? Because we were completely exposed to our kids. We didn't want to do any video games or movies during our overnight. We just wanted to have some really good family bonding time. The smallness of the trailer made it great for reading stories, playing board games, and going for walks and spending a lot of time outdoors actually. It was an advantage and a disadvantage. It brought us closer together, but it meant that if we wanted to stop and read some adult books and just be calm and relax, that wasn't going to happen. Our kids needed constant activity change about every 20 minutes because they're still quite young. You can't really have them do an extended activity when everyone's so close together. They get bored more quickly. A second negative was we didn't pack everything perfectly. We had bungee cords closing our cabinets where we stored our porta potty and our oven, our little camp stove. It actually popped off and it went flying while we were driving, which is pretty terrifying if you think about it. So just make sure your heavier items you stash in your vehicle, not in the trailer, unless they're really, really well secured. I, on the way home, decided to put the first aid and band-aid kits where I'd had the camp stove and porta potty because they were lighter. And the cabinets still, even with the bungee cord shutting them, popped open and spilled all my first aid kit all over the floor, which was a big mess. But I cleaned it up, no big deal. I recommend in the cabinets, in the trailer, storing just blankets and soft things that you don't mind tumbling around a bit because the trailer is going to move while you're driving, right? This is not a safe place for heavy things to be loose. I also want to mention you really want to have a mat on the ground as well as a mat inside the trailer because the floor gets really, really dirty and I didn't bring a broom. I did have a towel, so I was constantly cleaning the floor, but when you have this nice interior space when you're camping, you really don't want it to get dirty. So please save yourself some stress and just pack a broom so you can keep the floor clean and have a mat on the outside for the shoes and a mat on the inside to jump up on. I think that would work really, really well. So yeah, Lowlights, on our next trip, we'll bring a broom, and on our next trip, we will only have soft things inside the camper, no hard things at all. That is our takeaway. Now let's talk about the highlights. It was raining when we arrived. We didn't have to pitch a tent in the rain. We just climbed into our cozy, warm trailer after we had some hot dogs and a fire, and it was awesome. In fact, it was so good, as soon as the rain settled down, we put on our ponchos and we went walking outside. We didn't hide in a tent. We didn't feel the need to be constrained because of the weather. We actually knew that after our walk we'd be able to go somewhere that was dry, that was warm. You know, we made some hot chocolate and the camp stove immediately heats up the place. We don't even have a built-in furnace here. We took out everything. When we bought this, there was no furnace, there was no fridge, there was no, well, the sink was taken out. Everything was taken out and we didn't put it back in. We've kept it dry. Less moving pieces means less repairs, in my opinion. It's easier to have things that you can remove and put in as you like. So that's how we're doing it. And so far so good. And yeah, I have to say, this is my new favorite place to read. That is a real highlight. You can sit here and just tuck yourself in with a book, and it is the most cozy, wonderful way to catch up on your favorite novels. During the normal life and year, you want to be productive, but when you're on vacation, you want to read something fun. So that's what we did, and it was great. Yeah, I mean, I would also say a real highlight of such a tiny trailer is the kids want to play outside because it's small. So they hang out for a while, they have some snacks, and then they're ready to go play. So you're really maximizing the outdoors and really appreciating the landscape. I was telling my husband, my favorite thing about going to different places is when you walk around outside and you spend a lot of time exploring, you really feel like that becomes a part of your story and a place you remember. And you can always look back on the different things you see and talk about them, and it's amazing. Every time you see something, you can ask questions and learn more, and it's just super, super cool. I wanted to share with you how much this adventure cost, because that's something, you know, at the outset of camping as our vacation approach, we wanted it to be less expensive. We wanted to be able to go out and do fun things and not spend a lot of money. So I'll let you be the judge of how we did. For this weekend, I popped into Sobeys grocery store and spent $65. And that was hot dogs, cheese, cold cuts, buns, pita bread, cream, mustard, relish, fruit, granola bars. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. But anyways, enough food for 2 days. Give us dinner, snacks, and for breakfast, I actually made muffins, so I didn't spend anything on that. But there was enough food that I purchased for $65 to get us through the evening and the whole day on Saturday. So that was great. It's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but we burned 1 full tank of gas. So that was $65 for our 2010 Tacoma pulling a trailer. The cost of the campground was $24 with a $14 registration fee. So that was $38. So the cost actually goes down per night after you pay the registration fee. If we just stayed more than one night, it would have been $24 for the second night because you only register once. So bear that in mind. It is expensive, but that first night is going to be the most expensive, and then it goes down. We stopped at Tim Hortons 3 times, once on the way out, twice on the way back, and that was $10. And we spent $6 at Marv's Candy Shop, 3 kids and 2 adults to go into the Frank Slide Museum. That was $38. So altogether we spent $224 on this weekend trip, which is a lot, but it's okay. What do you guys think? Is that reasonable? Let me know in the comments below what you think. If I was thinking of ways to cut costs, I would have shopped a little more carefully and comparison shopped. I would have actually used more time to plan the food to make, and we could have probably packed enough cold coffee to not do the Tim Hortons trips. And Frank Slides was really cool to drive by. I don't think we needed to stop at the museum though, because my kids are really young and it's a really heavy topic and it's a little traumatizing. I don't think that they got as much out of it as they would if they were preteens, teenagers, or adults. I know we were watching the video about the 99 people who died and the names were on the screen, and 4 a.m, a mountain falls on you and that's it, game over, except the lucky family whose house just kind of slid over and they all survived because it moved intact with the mountain. But it's a lot to think about. I don't mind that my kids had exposure to it, but I think they would have benefited more if they were older. I don't think that added to our drive back from our camping vacation, but that's just my thoughts. I hope there was something in here that was useful for you. I hope that our experiences, mistakes, and where we spent money can help inform your camping adventures so we can all do this in the most fun possible way. So let me know in the comments below what you think about camping with your Boler or fiberglass trailer, how that works for you. I want to know, I want to learn, I want to make sure that our experience is as good as possible, and that when we learn we can share with the community, and then the community can share with us, and we can just have the best time possible. The next video I'm producing is probably going to be a brief history of fiberglass trailers. That'll come out next week, and then the following week we will be in Cherryville gold panning, so that'll be some pretty cool content. That's coming out in mid-July. Please stick around. I'm going to be trying to release something Boler related at the beginning of every Monday all summer long. Thank you again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to share your Boler tricks and tips and experiences in the comments below, I would love to build some community and learn about you guys. Thank you. Have yourself a beautiful day. Bye-bye.